This is going to begin with a dice roll. Dice roll will be from the Lilith, as it turns out.
One success.
All right. In that case, we shall return to you a little later, Lilith. First, we shall go to Zeta. Zeta, you are, of course, well, tonight you find yourself with Mandy. You've been doing your thing. You've been at the club, hanging out, looking for a fresh hunt to have. You've been really excited about it. Getting to sink your teeth into some more active young people as they are fighting for their own human rights and being important people who want to change the world, but come to these clubs at night just to relax and let go just for once and not focus on how everything else is. Entirely unaware that someone like you, someone like Mandy, is among them. So, Zeta, I will start with wits and awareness roll with you.
Both successes.
4?
Yes.
All right. As you are smelling for some good blood, you smell something else. You cannot really tell, but it smells like Kindred, but different. Not quite right. That smell leads you to seeing this one man in the club. Has on a black t-shirt, just jeans. Looks like muddy boots. He's got a small little goatee, real thin. Looks to be in his mid-20s. And he seems to be trying to hold down some alcohol, but not doing a great job.
I would like to go over to him. Then just talk to him like, I don't believe I've ever seen you around here.
He looks back at you and goes, yeah, I'm in here looking for, and he looks around like both ways, kind of like making sure that people can't hear him, and says, a vampire?
Do they have a name? As I show him a little bit of my fangs.
His eyes widen and just goes, it's probably you. It's probably you. So I guess Can you turn into a wolf?
Depends on who is asking.
Okay, that sounds like a yes. So my boss, her name is Miss Milty, but said that you would know her by Babs. She wants you to go to her house tonight. Yeah.
Did she say anything what she wants?
Well, she kind of just said that if you don't show up, she's going to drain every bit of blood from my body and throw the rest of my skeletal being that remains into the bay. So I was kind of just hoping you'd go.
Sounds like reason enough.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, my name's D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. Alright. It was nice meeting you, D'Angelo.
Yeah, so real quick before you go, I'm kind of new to this. Do you just bite them on the neck, or like what do you do?
Wherever you are most comfortable with. You go for the neck, for the wrist, somewhere in the body, on the leg, or like on the tongue if that's more comfortable with you.
I don't know. I was never good at. This sounds all intimate and everything. I was never really good at, like. I've never had a girlfriend. Never really was that kind of a person. Literally, I woke up like this. I've been here for about a week. Like this.
Oh.
I don't quite get what I'm supposed to be doing.
How have you been sating your hunger until now?
Well, honestly, the first night I woke up and there's this voice in my head, and it just told me to find someone to kill. And I did. And it didn't feel good, but I felt it was the only way to get what I needed.
No.
And that's when Miss Milty, or Babs, found me. And she said that humans hunt people like us for doing that, and even our own kind would hunt us if they got caught doing this, because it's bad for exposure. I said,
Yeah.
Can you show me how to do things? And she said, I'll think about it. She's been giving me some people to feed on. But today she sent me to go and get you, and I'm hungry.
So, generally, it's not a good idea to drink everything. Leave some in them. There's no like completely drinking someone is gonna attract a lot more attention than just.
He raises his eyebrows at you, and he looks like he's like worried that he's done things very, very wrong.
Like, generally, we don't want to draw attention to us, you know? If you're in private and everything, you know that it's gonna be dealt with, then you can go for it. But in public, not so much. There you just want to take a little bit.
Well, you better get going so Babs doesn't murder me and stuff. But thank you for the advice.
Good luck.
At this, Mandy comes over and it's just like, what's going on here?
You delivered me a message from Babs.
She grins, almost feigning a smile, and looks at D'Angelo and says, is that so? And she does some smelling. How long ago you turned? And he responds, a week? Who did this to you? I don't know. Zeta, what are you doing tonight?
Well, Babs wants to meet with me.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
Tell me how it goes. Tell me what happened. I will deal with this one.
Good luck. I hug her and then leave.
She hugs you back and just goes, oh, I'll need it. And the last thing you hear from Mandy before you end up leaving, she just goes, so the first lesson is garlic doesn't work. All right, now we will go to the Lilith. Lilith, you find yourself in a very interesting position. You, of course, come out of your earth meld, but you are not where you were. It seems that the whole area around where you were has been dug up and brought to some underground dungeon of some kind. The smell of human blood is thick in the air. Like you to roll wits and awareness to kind of determine where you are.
I was just about to ask, do I need to roll? 2 successes, one of them is a 10.
You remember this place. This was Babs's basement that you visited one time when you and Henry went underground into Babs's place.
What in the actual fuck? Wait a minute, wait. I know this place. Yeah. I was here with a certain extremely nervous Tremere. And I believe we go this way. And she starts walking in the direction that she remembers.
Are you trying to get into the main house?
Yes.
Okay. You go past some humans in cages, and they see you, and they're like, "Oh, thank God! Please, get me out of here!"
She just looks over at the one that at the one that was like begging her to let him out. And she lets her face go extremely feral. Her fangs drop, and she just reaches in through the cage bars, grabs him by the throat, and just hisses at him and looks at him and goes, my, what a tasty little morsel you are. I almost have a mind to rip your throat out and just drink you dry and leave you as a simple little husk on the ground. And then she just releases him, steps back, and her face goes back to normal, and she smiles, and she gets this sort of sweet little innocent girl visage. But I'm a little busy right now, so I'm afraid you'll just have to wait. Toodle!
Yeah.
And then she continues on.
He looks terrified and lets out a whimper as a tear goes down his cheek, and he backs up into the corner of his cage in fetal positions.
Mission accomplished.
So, you head up and you see the same living room that you had been in before. No Babs, but there is someone there who you haven't seen in a long time. There is a Kindred there with long black hair, a woman. She is wearing a black dress, her legs folded over each other, and she is reading some book that does not have a title. And she looks up when you come in and says, "Hi, Lilith. So, I'd like you to roll intelligence and awareness to recognize who this is."
You're asking a gangrel to roll intelligence?
That's right, baby.
Who do you think this is? A Tremere?
We'll
Okay,
get to those
intelligence
rolls.
and awareness, you said?
Yes.
And blood roll?
Yep.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. This is someone who, as far as you know, is a member of the Sabbat. She is a La Sombra. And she was one of the people who fought in the war, though the war was the last time you had ever seen her. You do not remember her name, however.
Lilith is going to go and sit down in the same chair that she sat in last time she was at Babs's. She's going to look over at the woman. Wow. I haven't seen you in a long time. I didn't think any of the Shadow Weavers made it out, other than the one bitch that defected and is currently making my life a living hell. Good to see someone from the old gang. Gets kind of lonesome after a while.
Sadly, there were more than just one that defected. Not me, though. The
I'm
old
glad.
clan rewarded me.
I'm glad to see some still have their morals intact and maintain their ethics. How have you been? And how did you survive?
I fell back when I suffered a wound. I thought I was going to die.
I know that feeling.
I made it back to where we were supposed to fall back to, and no one was there. I assumed that everyone was gone. So, I went north until I found one of the old clan that Samitsi had already fled days before we never got our backup.
No, they seem to let all of the loyalists just surge forward. We were nothing more than cannon fodder, so the old bastards could run away, do their best impression of Kindred nobility of the Camarilla. I watched my whole pack get slaughtered in an ambush.
I heard about that. I also knew that through a mutual acquaintance of ours, that you were working between factions. I wanted to see you, but until recently, we didn't have a plan. We didn't have anything put into motion for who we could rely on, who we knew would be there when the time came. But we've kept some of our spies in place. Babs, for one. The other should be here in a moment. And almost on cue, the front door opens, and you see a gangrel that you haven't seen since the hunt. Scarlet.
Well, well, well. Surprises all around tonight.
She looks at you. At first, she smiles, and then she looks upset. And she says, "Now, kneeling to you, Lilith." Scarlet says, "Lilith, I have treated you reprehensibly. I wish for you to know that these were to keep appearances and to make it seem as though I had disdain for any other of the Sabbat, as to not draw attention to myself. I have been a spy for the Sabbat within the Camarilla. And I know that I made you feel as though you had been further abandoned by those who are supposed to be your family. I will drink if you wish me to."
Lilith reaches out and brushes the hair out of Scarlet's face and looks her in the eye and says, "There will be time for the Baldery later. But right now, I accept your apology. For all of us, and she looks over at the other woman, did what we must survive after our leadership sold us out and left us to die. And just know that as far as I'm concerned, there will be a reckoning coming to them. And they will get what they did to us tenfold. And I make that promise. But don't worry about needing to drink. The Sabbat's word is good to me.
Scarlet then stands and goes, "Then can I hug you?"
Lilith thinks for a minute and then gives her a hug.
Scarlet hugs you back.
She looks over at the other woman and says, "Forgive me. I remember you. I remember having fought by your side. Unfortunately, I don't remember your name. It was such a chaotic time."
My name is Clarissa Lillet.
It's good to see you again, Clarissa.
Real quick, since I forgot the dice roll, Zeta, how do you want to get to Babs's place?
Like, taking an Uber.
Okay. In that case, yeah, you're good.
Okay.
And now we will go to Henry. Henry, guess who has amongst their book possessions
No.
a signed copy of the complete works of Nathaniel Hawthorne, including an unpublished manuscript?
Oh, is it Henry?
It is Henry, yes.
And it's not haunted or anything?
No,
It
it's
doesn't-
just
Okay,
one day you literally came in and it was like waiting for you.
Sick. Oh, what a great time. All right, and I'm sure no one's gonna knock on the door.
And then there is a knock on your door to your chambers.
Oh, well, is my room nice and tidy?
Yeah,
Not-
it's looking
nothing's-
good.
Okay, good. We didn't have to roll for cleaning up the room. All right, I'll go check the peephole.
You see Babs out there.
Oh. She probably has super hearing and heard me already walk over to the door, so Henry will open the door. Nice, good posture, neutral expression. Yeah. Just pretend like this is any other day, I guess.
All right. So, Babs peeks in, looks through the room like an animal would. I've heard that Tremere booby-trapped their places. Is that true?
I mean, it wouldn't be a good booby trap if I told you, would it?
That's what I thought. I'll just stand over here. I advise you to come over and hang out at my place tonight. How about that?
Am I going to be losing any memory? Any sort of adverse side effects to this hanging out? Is there a threat attached to this
No.
advice?
If you decide not to, if you do decide to come tonight, everything should be fine. We're just going to discuss further what we discussed last time. If you choose not to, well, we can discuss that further, but just tell me, would you like to come? I don't have a threat prepared, but I can make one. I'm pretty good at making them.
You don't have to bother, Babs. I believe I am expected to occasionally check in with you too. And Henry's going to air quotes here, gather arcane knowledge or whatever it is that you are supposed to be dispensing, the wisdom you're supposed to be sharing with me. So this is a business transaction. This is strictly academic. So I can probably even write it in the books. And yeah, don't sweat it.
Yes, actually, the regent, a friend of mine, saw me show up and said that it was very lovely to see me and looks forward to all of the knowledge that I can provide the star pupil of the chantry with.
Oh, she's trying to butter Henry up. Oh, is it working? Maybe. Henry's gonna kind of like knock on his head and go like, now, is there gonna be anyone there that I shouldn't be remembering certain things around? Because, last time my memory got a little fuzzy after I drank your little concoction.
I think we have a mutual agreement with each other, do we not?
Yeah, I just mean, do I have to, put on an act, or...
I think you can just say, oh yes, the studies are going well over there.
Oh, well, this is... Okay, this is simple then. Okay. How did you get here, by the way?
I know where this is.
No, I mean like physically.
Oh. Well, there was this... I called a taxi. Apparently taxis are very expensive nowadays. And, I got in. They drove me here. Then they forgot that they drove me here, and then I got out.
You don't mind if I, see this technique in practice on the way back to your place?
Certainly.
I think that could be really insightful. Nice.
Absolutely.
All right, good. I look forward to seeing this technique in practice.
Very good. Let us be off.
Sweet. Henry just scored a free ride. The streak continues.
She pulls out what appears to be a Nokia brick from 1999, calls another taxi on the way as you're going through the chantry. And through all the doors, which that everyone can hear this, be like, yes, by the Academy of Sciences. Yes. For 2. Oh, I'll pay in cash when you arrive. Don't worry. Yes. Okay. All right, and then when you step outside the chantry and you're standing near the California Academy of Sciences, she takes a look at you and just goes, heard that you had a meeting in Napa. What was that about?
Just another academic. Really what followed the meeting was more noteworthy,
Oh,
but
I know what happened after the meeting. Everyone knows what
yeah.
happened after the meeting.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I just want to know who you met with.
Just another fellow Tremere. You know how it is, swapping notes. I'm surprised you... How did you hear about the meeting?
Well, the sheriff told me after talking to the Lilith, learned from the Lilith that you went to Napa for a meeting. Apparently, the sheriff's tactics are just saying, we know that you were over there for a meeting. Lilith did not deny this, and that you were there apparently also. But I do not know who was at this meeting or what was discussed. I have no intentions on telling the sheriff anything, but I want to know.
Oh, okay. That's a lot to take in, that Lilith was speaking to the sheriff. And she walked away. Like, oh wait, no, I did see her that night. What was she talking to the... Okay. We were just swapping some notes about, hey, where, hypothetically, where would some, like, really old kindred be sleeping? You know, the kind of stuff that, it's speculation, it's theory. But it didn't seem that important at the time. The sheriff, you talked to the sheriff?
The sheriff
Like
talks to me all the
the
time.
sheriff? Why? Oh. About, like, just about, like, business? Or as a friend?
He's a friend of mine.
Oh. Okay, well. Yeah, just some theoretical stuff. Personally, I found the meeting to be a bit of a bore and kind of faded in the background given the night's events.
Roll charisma and subterfuge.
Okay. My subterfuge is not the best. Do I include the blood stuff, the hunger stuff in this at all? Or not?
Yeah, blood as well.
Okay, so 3 charisma, 1 entire subterfuge.
Mm-hmm.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes?
Yeah.
So she looks at you. She has a smile, a mischievous smile. She knows you're hiding something. She says, "What's their name?"
Oh, dude, hold on. I may have. Hold on. Oh wait. Oh. It was a mirror, right?
Yes, it was.
This is not do I? I'll come clean. I believe it was Amir.
The Anarch.
Well, no one's perfect.
I can see why you wanted to do this meeting privately. Personally, I don't see much of a difference between the Anarchs or the Camarilla. But I do wonder what you had to talk about. Would you like to tell me?
I mean, if you want to swap notes sometime, I mean, it's only fair that you're dispensing wisdom to me. Do you want to sit in on our next study sesh?
I would like that, actually.
All right, I'll get that set up. But again, it's mostly theoretical, like, hey, based on last reported sighting, stuff like that.
Listen,
I don't know why he's
listen,
so into it.
I know that that's not what it's about, but it's fine if you don't want to tell me. I will be happy to be there for the next meeting.
All right.
Amir the Tremere. You know, he hates it when you call him that.
Well, that's why I didn't say the last half. It seems cliche. You know, we don't want to.
Me and him are not friends. Not like me and the sheriff are friends.
That shocks me. You seem to be friends with everybody.
No. I'm friends with a few people. But I think that's just because I'm so friendly. Everyone always looks forward to making friends with a Malkavian, in my experience. Especially one who is not as, well, unhinged as the others.
Yeah, you seem to have your hinges on pretty good. That's probably a good compliment. I think I nailed that.
The taxi arrives, and she opens the door for you and says, "After you, please."
Oh! Alright, Henry will scoot in there. It's always nice to be the passenger.
She sits down next to you, gives the address. You recognize it as the place where her home was, or is, so you know that you're just going there. On the drive over, she doesn't say anything. You can see that she is just looking directly right at the neck of the cab driver, fixated on it.
Oh, God. So how long have you been in the cab business? I'll just start making small talk with the taxi driver.
He goes, I've been doing taxi work around San Francisco, West Bay, East Bay for about 15 years now.
Wow, 15 years. You hear that, Babs? 15 years. I'll just give her a little elbow nudge.
She just does this, like, sound.
Man. This is not... Alright. Oh. I really do. Is the radio playing at all?
It's just talk radio right now.
Okay. Oh, I really don't know how to stop this guy from potentially getting eaten. I think Henry's just gonna stare out the window, and whatever happens here. I think it's pretty much a done deal.
So, Zeta, you arrive at Babs's place, and you see that the gate is open, and the front door is open as well.
I will walk up to the front door, knock on it, and yell, "Hello? Anyone home?"
The two kindred that are there with Lilith immediately turn and look at the door. Lilith, you see and recognize, of course, the voice of Zeta coming through the front door. The other two kindred seem they don't know who Zeta is, and therefore they seem concerned.
When I don't hear anything, I will walk into and towards the living room.
Okay.
So, when Zeta had called out hello, um, Lilith had leaned over and said, "Hey, come on in," and then had told the other two that Zeta was someone that could be trusted.
Then I will go to the
Hey, about
living
that.
room still.
You're good.
Yes.
Scarlet looks over to you, Lilith, and says, I remember this one.
Is young, but their heart is in the right place.
Scarlet looks frustrated by something.
Their sire is someone that I consider a very good friend and ally. Someone with the power to help us.
Who?
Mandy.
Scarlet snarls at that and just says, Mandy killed a lot of people that I knew in the war.
Mandy killed people I knew as well. But sometimes one's former enemies becomes one's current allies. Something I learned in the blood wars in the Middle East. Which is why I was originally sent back to San Francisco. Because I had that experience. I trust Mandy. Do you trust me, Scarlet?
I always trust a loyalist.
Mandy is an anarch. A true anarch. And an anarch that aligns in a lot of ways with the loyalist cause. Sometimes it is best to remember the old phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I will forgive, but I will not forget.
As you should. Never forget those who fell. For those that fell, the ones that caused this, the true perpetrators, they shall pay for each and every one of those names that you remember.
Clarissa looks at Zeta and just goes, I don't think they know who we all are. Perhaps we should wait until our host returns.
You not even want to tell me your names?
Scarlet has her arms folded, doesn't look at you, and just goes, Scarlet. And Clarissa stands up to shake your hand, Zeta, and goes, My name is Clarissa.
I shake her hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Zeta.
All right. Henry, the car comes to a stop in front of the place. You hear, okay, that'll be 80. Ha! And then there are teeth in a man's neck.
Okay. Is the door unlocked? Can I get
Yes.
out?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting out. Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm just gonna, yeah, Henry's just gonna wait on the curb, I guess, for Babs to get done.
Yeah, she peeks her head out from the window and goes, "Did you think the ride was good?"
Yeah, it was great.
You hear, "You do not have to live in slavery the rest of your life. You will return back to where you came from, and you will never remember me or what happened tonight. Goodbye." And then she closes the car door, and the driver just backs up and drives away as though nothing happened. Babs is just wiping the blood from her mouth, and then sucks the blood off of her hand.
So is that just you threatening him, or...
No. The key is you sink your fangs in. You can't do anything at that point. And then I got him to look into my eyes. From there, he was completely under my control.
Oh, okay.
If the drive was bad, they go into the basement.
But thankfully the drive was good.
The drive was good. He will continue to drive many more days, I'm sure.
All right.
Now, are you ready for our meeting?
As ready as I will ever be, I imagine.
All right.
Wait, I thought we were just hanging out.
We are. We're just going to have some friends. People that you know. Some you don't. Hanging out with us as well.
Okay.
Your best friend Lilith is there.
Henry will stifle an audible groan. Yeah, that she tends to be at these meetings that I am also going to.
There you go.
So,
one of your
yeah.
Anarch friends is there too.
Anarch friend. I
And
mean,
she's walking
okay.
with you up to the door as you speak.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep my criticism to myself. Anarch friend. Amir is a special case, so.
Okay. I return. Henry, you get up to the door, and the door is opened for you by Babs. She just shows you who's all in there. Immediately, you see Lilith. You see Zeta. You also see two Kindred that you are not familiar with.
I guess Henry will waltz in there. And is there a seat available anywhere?
Oh yes, there's plenty of seats. There's a whole couch available.
Oh, I mean, let's not get too decadent here. Henry just wants to be able to sit this time instead of awkwardly standing in front of everybody. Henry will give a little wave to Lilith and Zeta. Okay.
Oh, it's my favorite Tremere. How's the studying going? Have any run-ins with some big bad wolves lately?
No, it seems like those run-ins coincide with me hanging out with you. So, no, it's actually been a lovely couple weeks.
That sounds rather boring. We're gonna hang out more.
Well, that's what we're doing right now, isn't it?
No, I mean like hang out.
This is hanging out.
No. Hey, Babs. Apparently Henry said he lost his copy of the book you gave him.
Do not listen to Lilith.
Oh, I already know. He gave it to his mage friend.
Well, I'm sure that he would love another copy.
It, it will be taken care of before he leaves. Do not worry about it. Thank you for your concern, though.
I'm just doing my part. And she just winks at Henry with this like devious little grin that she's famous for.
Hey, Zeta, do you want an extra copy of the Book of Nod by any chance?
I already have my second one.
You already have two?
Well,
Okay.
they
Sorry.
gave their first copy to their sire, so I felt that they may be needing another.
All right.
So, what do you think about what I just said earlier, Henry? About what happened to your previous copy of the Book of Nod?
Oh, at this point, I assume you know everything about me, so I think you're just really well informed, and I don't know. I guess you really want me to have this book?
So, to tell the truth, I didn't know what you did with your original copy of the Book of Nod. I just made an educated guess. But it's good to know that you have a mage friend. I'm happy about this. We'll have to discuss who your mage friend is sometime, and where I can get into contact with them, perhaps. But that is besides the point. Henry, these are two friends of mine. Scarlet. Well, why don't we just start with you, Scarlet? Scarlet spits on the ground and, without looking, just goes, pleasure.
Henry will stretch out a hand for a handshake.
She doesn't even seem to notice that you're there.
All right. Henry will shift the outstretched arm to the next.
And this is Clarissa. And she goes, a Tremere. How interesting. And she shakes your hand.
Oh. Yeah, nice to meet you, Clarissa. I don't know if you're interesting yet. I don't make judgments so quickly, but I'm sure since you're in this room, you're probably a very interesting character.
And Bab says, oh, she is. She's Sabbat.
Let's break out of this handshake. Henry's gonna.
At that, Lilith is definitely going to smile at Henry's sudden discomfort.
It's more disdain, but yeah, a little bit of discomfort in there too. Yeah, Henry will just return to his seat.
So let's first discuss why we are all here. Henry, and Lilith and Scarlet, and myself, we represent those members that are currently undercover in the Camarilla, wishing to overthrow the current administration. Correct? And Scarlet goes, yes.
Lilith smiles.
It's just a
And then the other three look at you, Henry, for your response.
Current administration that's very strongly worded language. But fine.
Bab smiles and says there are two parties that would be interested in seeing the Camarilla downfall in this way. Of course, we have our representative here from the Anarchs, Zeta. Zeta, say hi to everyone.
Hi. And I also do an awkward hand wave.
And, of course, we have the Sabbat, represented here by Clarissa. And she does a nod and a small, almost royal wave. Now, before we begin, do we have any questions as to who each other are, or why are we, why is it us and not others? Any particular questions about that?
Henry will raise his hand.
Babs just goes, yes, Henry, you have a question.
Yeah, why is it me and not someone else?
Well, I picked you, personally, because I knew that you would do a great job doing what I needed you to do.
Henry will raise his hand again.
Babs goes, yes, Henry.
What did I do that you needed me to do? Wait, did I do it already? Has it been done?
Yes, actually. Well, it's just started, actually.
All right. Henry half raises his hand and then puts it down.
No, I see you have another question. What might it be?
I think it'll get answered later on in this, probably.
Very well.
Zeta
So,
raises her hand.
Zeta, yes, question.
I'm a bit confused. How much does Henry still know from the last meeting?
Henry has been reminded of what has occurred and has come around to the idea that perhaps knowledge is more important than the power of any standing administration. Right, Henry?
I mean, you're kind of putting words in my mouth, but sure, yeah. I mean, knowledge, wisdom, those are all important. And the prince did get my name wrong. So, yeah, not a huge fan, I guess.
Babs goes, so there you have it, Zeta. Technically everything, but no longer someone to be concerned about.
Lilith, ask a question.
Lilith raises her hand.
Yes, Lilith.
Will there be refreshments?
You would have seen one of them in the basement, Lilith, when you arrived.
Oh, he looked very tasty. I would like to have him later on.
Yeah, we will. Don't worry.
Perfect. And then she looks over at Henry.
Henry's going to raise his hand again.
Yes, Henry, you have another question?
Now, when we say total Camarilla downfall, what we really mean is like measured regime change, right? Because that's some pretty strong language.
Well,
This
you
way,
are
Henry.
you are correct that it will not be an entire Camarilla downfall, but a restructuring from the bottom up. One that we felt could resemble something that looks like a compromise between what the Anarchs appreciate and what the Sabbat appreciates.
Henry's gonna look at what was the Anarch's name again? The one that spit on the ground.
Oh no, that's a Camarilla agent. Scarlet.
Oh no. Oh.
Zeta is the only Anarch here, truly.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the how'd the Camarilla agent react to that? The whole ground up thing.
Doesn't seem to have any real strong reaction one way or the other. Seems as though nothing that has been said in the meeting has been surprising to her.
All right.
Henry, maybe you'll find yourself moving up in the world if you survive.
I mean, of course I'll survive this.
Well, hopefully the transition may not even need to occur with much bloodshed if anything goes correctly. Specifically just the blood of the elders.
Can we make sure at least one La Sombra, their blood is shed?
Scarlet goes, I second that. And Babs goes, we do consider her amongst one of those aforementioned elders, yes.
Good. Because I want to drain her dry.
Scarlet goes, I'll race you for that one.
May the best Cainite win.
So, the plan that we are putting into place is we have been in contact with one of our undercover Sabbat agents that we had in Las Vegas. They came over at some point after the Anarch takeover, something that was, of course, orchestrated through an Anarch and Sabbat coalition. And after that Camarilla regime fell, there were refugees from Las Vegas that either went to Los Angeles or went to Reno or came here. One of them that came here has already done some maneuvering in with the prince, but we believe that given their position in the Camarilla before, that they have every grounds that they could make soon to declare praxis. We just need a provisional government to be able to make that transition before praxis is declared. Does this sound good to everyone?
Henry will nod.
All right. So, the person who is doing the least here currently is Zeta. Zeta, what we would like you to do is simply give a recount of what is happening in this meeting to your superiors, of course, Mandy. Specifically, we'd love for you to give it and make sure that you get it to the barons and the sheriff. We want them to know what we're planning on doing, and also invite them to come and participate in any conversations with myself, as I am partially spearheading this whole campaign. And if not, I can get them in contact with other people. But any meeting that I have with any anarchs besides just yourself is going to have to happen on my time schedule, not theirs.
Well, seeing as I already wanted to tell them everything about this meeting, I can do that.
Very good. Lilith, since you are in such a significant position within the Camarilla, we would like to know from you, basically, if you could compile a list of potential allies and also a list of potential hardliners or known hardliners.
How soon would you like that list?
As soon as you can. These plans are not exactly in motion. They're being formulated still. We're still
You'll-
doing reconnaissance.
You'll have that list by tomorrow night.
Very well. And Henry, now this is the interesting part. Henry is in contact with not only a mage, as we all learned together, but also with an anarch Tremere. Specifically, Amir. And now, I believe Henry is going to tell us what happened during that meeting. Whenever you're ready, Henry.
Oh, all of you?
Oh yeah, we're all in this together.
Well, ooh. Well, me and Amir had a meeting, and it seems like there might be a hold on. There's a Methuselah somewhere nearby, and
All of the Sabbat, their eyes all widen.
easy
And
now.
the even the one that wouldn't look at you, suddenly their posture changes and they turn and they look directly at you.
It just gets this look of disgust and at the same time a look of hunger and leans forward.
Okay, easy now. The Camarilla has a little puzzle box or something that has the location inside, and the Anarchs have somebody that knows how to open it. So that's what the meeting was about. Babs, is that satisfactory?
Yes, it is. Do you know who knows how to open the puzzle box?
Did you say, do you know who knows how to open it?
Yes.
Apparently it's a Salubri, but that's all I got out of Amir.
At the mentioning of a syllable, Zeta's eyes widen and they just look to the ground.
Zeta, I am going to have you roll, 1 second, let me think. What works best? Let's do... Let's do composure and etiquette.
Okay.
Keeping it casual over there.
2 successes.
How many?
2.
Babs starts smelling the air and then cracks her neck and then turns to you, Zeta, and goes, "Something tells me that you know something, Zeta."
I might have been one of the people who convinced the Salubi to get into the Anak territory and drove them to their safe house.
Scarlet, gets tense and goes, "So where's the safe house?" Babs puts up her hand and goes, "I do not want to put Zeta in a position where they have to choose loyalty to the Anarchs or loyalty to this group. Zeta, it is enough that you confirmed that the Salubri is in the Anarch territory. You do not need to say any more than you do not want to." And if you do want to say more, then you should know exactly who you're giving that information to. Lilith, why don't you tell Zeta why the Camarilla would want a Methuselah, and then say what the Sabbat feel about the Methuselah?
The Camarilla get their hands on a Methuselah, they will use it to destroy the Anarchs. If the Sabbat get a hold of the Methuselah, well, somebody's getting lucky and moving up in generations.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything more.
Understood. Henry, you are working on that project for the Anarchs, are you not?
There's a little bit of collaboration going on there. I've only met the one time, so. But Amir did ask me to, try to gather some information on my end about that puzzle box. And I mean, it really would help if we knew where that Salubri was, Zeta. I think that would speed things along. But, not going to push you.
Told Amir, but not here.
Well, this is a lot more interesting. Henry, I want you to pursue this friendship with Amir. Continue to help. But
All right.
I have a request for you, Zeta. And I ask this as someone who is willing to offer you a boon. If you would take it, I would be in your debt. And if you did not already know, a kindred's debt to another is everything.
What would you like in return for the boon?
You may tell the Anarchs everything about this meeting, but do not tell them that we know about the Methuselah.
You have yourself a deal.
So it is done. Now, I do have a task for you, Henry.
More than just being friends with Amir?
Yes. But
All right.
this one is on contingency of I will probably do something horrible to your mage friend if you don't.
Good luck. But all right. Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I was wondering if you could pay a visit tonight. You may take anyone here who would like to go with you into our local library here in San Rafael. From there is a human that wants to meet with us Kindred. He is, or was, a hunter.
Lilith spits on the ground at that term.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can we stop doing that? This Babs invited us in here.
She just
Getting
goes,
spit
blood
everywhere."
has been in worse places to clean than that in this place. This hunter has reformed his ways after learning about the miracles of being bonded to a kindred. But I do not want them to see my face for specific reasons. Therefore, I need one of us to go. And Henry, I want you to specifically go, for one, because what they are going to be giving to us is a book of much importance. I want you to confirm the authenticity of it.
And how am I going to know if it's authentic? What am I looking for here?
This was a novel composed by Chaterance. It describes a way of being able to see different places at the same time while looking into a reflective surface. such as a mirror or a still body of water. In this book, there are illustrations. These illustrations demonstrate the method on how to do these rituals. If the book is authentic, these pictures should be signed by the author.
Okay. And this, you said this was a former hunter who's, are they a ghoul?
Yes.
Well, why don't we just have their, whoever's pulling the puppet strings, have them hand over the book nice and easy? Or is that what's happening here?
Their provider is deceased.
Oh.
But they don't know that yet.
Oh. Okay. Well, a trip to the library is always good. The book sounds good.
I also want to make sure that, legitimate or not, the book is not cursed.
And if it is cursed, what could we expect?
I don't know. But don't bring it back with you if it is.
Lilith, do you want to go on this library trip?
I thought you would never ask.
All right, I think
Because you know how much I enjoy spending time in your company. Oh, Babs, if this former hunter's puppet master is deceased, regardless of legitimacy of the book, what would you like done with them?
Hopefully I can continue to manipulate them. If you sense that that's no longer a possibility, you can do with them as they wish. As you wish, I should say.
I think that we can make that happen.
Good.
Right, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a library. This is don't cause a ruckus, okay? We're gonna be very professional about this. And Zeta, do you also want to go to the library? I wanted to make sure we had at least one certified book curse tester before I put anyone else in harm's way. But now that that's lined up, Zeta, are you good to go too?
Yeah. I don't have anything planned for tonight.
Henry will, arms open, kind of turn to the other two that are at the meeting. I forgot Scarlet and what's the other one's name?
Clarissa.
Scarlet? Clarissa, would you like to go to the library?
Scarlet just goes, pass. And Clarissa says, I think the three of us have something to discuss.
Okay.
Lilith raises her hand.
Babs goes, yes, Lilith.
Will we have time for the refreshments before we go?
Ah, an excellent point. Scarlet, do you mind retrieving that fellow in the basement? Scarlet smiles and just goes, certainly. And Within a moment, Scarlet returns with this man who is being pushed forward with a single fingernail in his spine. And he is just, no, please, wait, you're making a mistake. I'm not whoever you think I am, okay? I'm just a normal guy, all right?
It just reaches out very gently, puts her fingers on his lips. Shh. Shh. No one likes a whiny meal. Now put on a happy face and pretend you're a happy meal.
He does not. He starts freaking out more and crying.
It is your house. You are the host.
She says, before we kill him, I would like Zeta to make the first bite, so that Zeta can determine whether this is a meal that they want to participate in.
I will awkwardly go to the to the guy, and slightly bite his neck, and taste the blood.
You taste his blood, and what you taste in him is he is a Twitch user and Reddit user who goes on to threads to make jokes about the most disenfranchised and most or least fortunate people in the world, minorities or whoever they may be. And he's kind of made this a hobby about himself.
I let go of him and then just punch him in the face.
And
I think Zeta is on board.
Babs smiles and goes, I thought they would be.
Lilith just kind of cracks her neck. Does anybody care if I go first?
Scarlet goes, I insist that you do.
Reaches down and grabs a cup. And then proceeds to rip his throat out.
All right. And as the blood shoots from his neck and he gargles as he falls to his knees, Babs produces a plastic cup to catch the blood shooting from him. And as the cup fills up, she gives it to Henry and just goes, here you go.
You know, normally I prefer to, you probably already know, but just this rare occasion, take a little sip. Also, plastic cup, really? But all right.
Yeah, it's like one of those like Dixie cups that you find on like countertops.
Oh my God, Babs, come on. And it's not to say anything about the microplastics, but anyway, yeah, Henry will just, whatever. These past few weeks have been a little weird. He'll tolerate drinking from the source just a little bit. Or drinking from the cup, I guess, not directly from the source.
Lil
At the throat. Scarlet at the hips. and Clarissa on the arms. Zeta, do you want to drink more?
Yes, I will take the other.
Okay. And you go until very quickly he loses blood to the point where he can no longer live. But after, almost all the blood in his body is completely drained.
Will then stand up and hold the cup and take the cup that she's holding. She looks at Scarlet and Clarissa and Babs and holds the cup up and goes, "Anybody up for a Valdery?" Seeing as how
Scarlet
we're all,
says, I will do it.
Lilith reaches down and just opens up her own wrist and bleeds into the cup, then hands it over. So, in front of Scarlet, so that she may
Yep.
also contribute.
Scarlet does the same.
And then passes it to Clarissa.
Clarissa thinks for a moment, but then also does it and joins in.
I understand if you decline.
Babs will just go, indeed, not tonight.
And Lilith takes a sip and then hands it to Scarlet so that it may be passed among the three of them.
Scarlet will also drink, and so will Clarissa.
It is good to be among true friends once again. Henry, shall we be on our way if there's no further need for us here?
Babs, are we good to head out to the library?
Yes, me and these lovely ladies here will continue our business. Please. By the way, Lilith, Zeta, feel no need to return afterwards. I simply need the book from Henry.
For me specifically? Okay.
Well, I want you to be the one that gives it back to me, yes.
All right.
I'm quite sure there'll be some intrigue for you, Henry. Don't look so down and depressed.
Just want to make sure I'm getting all the details right. All right, well. Guess Henry will start awkwardly shuffling towards the door while very important matters, I'm sure, are about to be discussed without him in the room.
Yes.
Which totally doesn't bother him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith will begin to follow him. She's going to kind of fight the draw and the desire to be back with the other two that she shares now through the Valdery, and follows him out the door.
Zeta will also go out the door.
All right. 3 of you leave. Since none of you have a vehicle, how would you like to get there? Now, the library is within walking distance. So technically, you can walk there.
Just starts walking because she knows she would somehow end up having to drive. And quite frankly, she would prefer being on her motorcycle instead of driving a car.
Yeah, Henry's always down to walk too, so nice.
All right. Time to head to 4th Street, San Rafael.
Henry, what do you think witnessing your first Sabbat ritual?
I don't know, kind of boring. I mean, I thought it was a little bit more dramatic than that, but
Well, we didn't have a pack priest with us. So usually there would be like a reading from the Book of Nod. There would be and she does like massive air quotes, the blessing. But, sometimes it's just quick and dirty. But there's a reason why. Because now all 3 of us are closer to each other, and we have more reason to trust each other.
all right. I mean, I'm just trustworthy, so I usually don't need a ritual to get people on my side, but I feel that.
But you are a Tremere.
Mm.
I don't know if trustworthy can be applied. But I like you. Why I like to just hang out with you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Do you regularly talk about Sabbat rituals out in the street, by the way? And I heard you ran in. Speaking of that, I heard you ran into the sheriff.
Yeah. That asshole.
Okay, not so loud. Not so loud.
Oh, come on. Everybody in this Camarilla thinks he's an asshole. He wouldn't be the sheriff if he wasn't the asshole. I'm pretty sure the prince thinks he's an asshole. But you know what? I respect him. He threatened my life, so I'm going to respect him. But he did want to know a lot about you and your little meeting.
Yeah, I'm starting to pick up on that.
Yeah, you might want to be careful. He might be interested in you.
Well, I think you'll probably have more interesting people to investigate if they keep talking about Sabbat rituals out in public. But,
An empty street. The only person that would probably be around, and I would not be surprised in the least, is Sam the Snake.
yeah, I was gonna say, I hope we're not being tailed by anybody.
Activates.
Do you want to make a roll or anything?
Yeah, she's. God, I'm blanking on the. She's going to activate Sense the Beast.
Okay.
And she's going to basically just see if anybody's around.
Yeah, and I was gonna do.
Zeta will do the same.
Okay.
And then I was gonna do Sense the Unseen, because I'm sick of. I don't want a Nosferatu sneaking up on me.
There doesn't seem to be anyone else other than the 3 of you, just with that sense alone. None of you sense anyone but, well, any other kindred besides the three of you.
So, like, for just a split second, the three of us are, like, hand to our temple,
Yeah.
scanning the area. just drop what you're doing. Okay.
X-Men need you.
I think the coast is clear. It could really be this easy. We can just go to the library.
Let's see. You ask, why do I talk about this? Because it just implicates you even more every time I do, Henry.
So even by talking to me, you were harming me. You are truly a good friend.
No. We're in this together. And she smiles. That's what friends do, Henry. We share.
If you want to harm your reputation, the Camarilla, you just need to be seen walking around with me.
See?
All right, let's walk a little faster.
So you
This is
arrive
why I
at
like
the
you.
library. At the library, you see that there is just one man frantically pacing in front of it. Lilith, you recognize the type. Ex-Marines, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Has the cut, has the stance, walks in a certain pattern, but with a frantic way about him.
Is he
Hasn't gotten
outside?
his fix in a while. He's outside.
Is he outside? Okay. Henry, I think you're up.
Okay. What? By the way, what time is it? Like, are we like at absurdly late hours or?
Yeah, it's like midnight.
Oh shit. Okay. I guess just walk
Is
up
the
to the
library
guy.
still open? No, it's
Yeah.
closed.
The library is not open now.
Oh no! No! Oh, god damn it. Okay. I'll just walk up to the pacing guy and give him a nice friendly wave. Act like I'm supposed to be there. See if he'll say anything.
He looks at you and just goes, yeah. You got the type. You look like a blank. Yeah. You you're looking for that book, yeah?
Yeah, book. Yeah, can I see the book, please?
Hold on.
You're
You gotta
right.
show
You're
me where
right.
Derek is.
Oh yeah, Derek. I mean, he's kind of busy right now, but I think I can have him at least call you up tomorrow.
Listen, I made a deal. No Derek, no book. I fucking need it, man.
Okay, well, I don't have my Derek summoning stick with me, so you're gonna have to do with a phone call tomorrow.
So Lilith
Tomorrow.
Do you at least have the book on you?
Turns and notices you now, Zeta, and goes, I ain't saying whether I do or not, alright? That's how people get fucking hurt, okay? I was told that Derek would be here, alright?
So Lilith is going to step closer to him and go, hey, shh. We know. Derek is safe. We don't need to escalate this. In fact, and then she she would like to make a attempt to just like kind of suddenly like reach out and see if she can just kiss him straight on the mouth.
Okay. Are you wanting to use any sort of power to do that?
She is. Hold on, let me break out my book here. See if there's one that, if protean or animalism. Here. What she got? Give me just 1 second. She is probably just going to, she's probably just going to use just brute force real quick, but, yeah, she's just going to use brute force.
Okay. Gonna give him the quick kiss.
And she does. What she's planning on doing is, as she goes forward to do the kiss, she's going to bite down with her fang on her own tongue, draw blood, and then basically make sure that he gets it in his mouth. But to anybody else, it would look like she's just giving him a kiss.
All right. Let's see. Have you do yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's have you rouse the blood for that.
Okay. All right. What do I need to roll?
Oh, actually, you're at 0 now. Just add a hunger to yourself.
Okay.
With that, we'll he is not wanting that. He is going to try to stop you from doing that, so brute force. Do dexterity and yeah. Let's do dexterity and athletics. Let's just do that.
Two successes.
All right. He is actually going to manage to stop you. He puts his arms up and shoves you away, and it's like, I don't fucking think so, you fucking blank. I want fucking Derek here right fucking now, okay? I've been waiting long enough. All right?
she's going to go ahead and she's just going to go ahead and try to grab him by the throat.
All right. Does anyone else want to do anything, by the way? Making sure.
I mean, I don't know what this is going to do to get Derek here sooner, but I think the powers of persuasion don't seem to be working. I mean, and Lilith
So I
has
feel like
already...
Lilith got it under control.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he'll drop a bag or something if she shakes him hard enough. The book will fall out.
All right. Grabbing him, do strength and brawl. I know
Yes.
you've been waiting to hear those two words for a long time, you gangrel.
Yes. Now watch the dice betray me. One, two, one crit, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay.
No, 6 successes.
Yeah, he tries to stop you, but once your hand gets around his throat, he cannot do anything. He tries to get away. He's pretty strong too, but not Kindred strong. Not quite.
She is going to basically force blood into his mouth at this point.
You see that he is trying to speak as blood comes slightly out of the side of his mouth. And he's just trying to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you loyal to someone else? I have bad news. You're under new management because your old management apparently came to misfortune. Sorry, kiddo.
Well, he's still choking.
I let him go.
Okay.
Wait, he's gotten blood in, right?
No.
He's still
He-
choking.
However, when falling to the ground, just gasping for breath, just and kind of like barely sitting as he recovers his breath.
You are just... Can I get a little help here, you two? Or are you just going to sit here and watch?
I mean, we were talking to the guy, and then
You
grab
weren't
him by
doing
the throat.
anything because you don't
Whatever
even
you-
know who the hell Derek is.
Okay, listen, Okay, listen, we know who Derek is. Okay, she doesn't know who Derek is. But we collectively know who Derek is. Zeta, you and I go way back with Derek.
Can I just get some...
Yeah, we know each other from back then.
Yeah.
Henry, roll manipulation persuasion.
Okay. Oh no.
No, manipulation subterfuge. I apologize.
Okay, the results are the same. Is there any silly hunger going on here?
No.
Or is it just... Okay, so it's just 2 dice for manipulation, 1 dice for subterfuge. Let's go.
Classic.
1 success. I forget, does a 1 take away one of my successes? Or is it just a 1?
No, a 1 does take away one of your successes. That's
I got
correct.
0 successes. It was as convincing in game as it was in real life.
You don't know Derek. None of you do. Ugh.
Tell us, who is Derek?
Derek is the one that made me like this. I used to be a fucking hunter. I used to kill fucking blanks like you. I used to track you down and fucking destroy you. And I was right to. I was right to do that to all of you. And then fucking Derek.
I will activate
Fucking
Eyes
made
of the
me drink
Beast.
his
Go to him,
Alright.
push him to the
Mm-hmm.
wall. Bad fucking luck for you. Derek is dead. Now tell us where's the book.
Oh.
You finally.
Alright. Let's do manipulation, intimidation.
Huh?
Oh, I just looked at your stats for that. Oh my god.
Would like to spend a superficial willpower to reroll 3 dice.
Mm-hmm. Always fun.
Okay. 6 successes.
Alright. His eyes widen. Derek's gone? And he just goes limp.
Tried to tell you. So, one, you need to give us the book. 2, you can discuss about potential future opportunities.
He looks defeated. And he unattaches a ring of keys from around his belt and holds one out amongst the others and hands it up to anyone who will grab it.
Hey,
I will grab it.
wait, hold on, Zeta. Can we, can you open the book for us real quick, just so we know this is what we're looking for? Zeta, don't touch the book. It's gonna, like, explode or something.
It's holding up a set of keys.
Yeah, but...
Me,
Oh,
it's
I
in the
thought...
library.
But we get to... Oh.
So, Lilith is going to just kind of like open up her wrist again and just kind of hold it out in front of this poor guy.
He stares at it. He salivates a little bit.
He's just going to let it just kind of like start. She's going to lean over him and just start letting it drip onto his face.
He just goes on his knees and opens his mouth and lets your blood go into him.
Good boy. Good doggy. See? Could have been civilized about this from the beginning. And then she takes her wrist back and then licks the wound closed. Now, can you take us to the book?
It's in the library.
There's the key for the library.
Yes.
I'll go and look.
It is
Open the
in
doors.
It is in the back shelf, under the religion section. Top book on the far left.
How do you have the keys to the library?
That's your question?
Well, I don't want an alarm going off or us showing up on camera or, you know. But, you know, you're right. I shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. We have unrestricted library access.
He said, no, it's a good question.
See, Lilith?
The alarm will go off when you open. Hunters will be here in 3 minutes if you do.
The code.
Five, 3, 6, 6, 7.
Are you lying to us?
He looks at you, defeated, hopeless, and says, I never lied to Derek. I won't lie to you.
I'm gonna lean down and say, if you're lying, you'll wish you were with Derek. If not, I will take care of you. And I promise you that. And she stands up.
Well, are we...
I will open the door and once inside look for the panel to type in the numbers.
With our new friend and keep watch out here.
I guess I'll go with Zeta into the library. Lily, you should get this guy's name too. He's unless we're just gonna start calling him Derek Jr. or something.
I think puppy will work for now.
Okay.
He smiles a little bit.
Good boy.
Derek used to call me Fido.
Oh, do you like that name? Do you like Fido? Do you want me to call you Fido?
No, that name belonged to me when I was his.
I'll get you a new name. And she kind of does the go on to Henry and Zeta.
Yeah, Zeta punches in those numbers, and the sequence sound for the alarm to go off stops. The alarm does not go off.
For the light switches.
You find them. They're right by the alarm.
I turn on the light.
Wait, do we need the lights on?
Right.
Can you see in the dark, Henry?
Can't. It's kind of an out of character thing. I can't remember if we can or not.
You can see better than humans, but it's not like dark
Oh,
vision.
okay. All right. I mean, there could still be cameras in here, you know?
Turn the lights back off.
Turn them on, turn them off. Just like, oh, weird. Just a little electrical problem. What the hell?
Yeah.
Libraries need more funding. They really need to look at this place. Let's go get a book.
Henry's
Before
so
we-
excited.
Before you go to the book, I will take the library key off the keychain and give it to Henry.
All right, okay. You're all right, Zeta. You're all right.
You have more use for this than me or Derek Jr.
All right, okay. I think remember, quiet in the library. This is still the library, even though we're having so much fun. Okay, gonna mosey-dozy over to the religion section.
All right. When you get there, you see on the shelf labeled religion in the top left corner, which you can barely reach when you stand on your tiptoes, is one unlabeled, unmarked book that seems to be bound in leather.
Oh, Zeta, I'm having trouble reaching this. Oh, I don't suppose you'd be able to reach it for me.
Can I use soaring leap for like to easily get up there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, my height has
But
never canonically
I will
been
effortlessly jump up a meter and grab it.
Oh, you're
Perfect.
so athletic and cool, Zeta. Thanks for grabbing the potentially cursed book for me. All right.
All right. There didn't seem to be any curse that transferred during that grab.
Oh, thank God. I was gonna feel terrible if they burst into flames. That would have. All right.
But now that you notice, you see that the warning was valid because next to that book is one that looks identical to it. And that one, Henry, you do sense something from that one.
Like, ooh, like, what am I? Do I just get a little like hairs standing on end type
Pretty
feeling,
much static electricity-esque feel.
Oh, but it could be so cool. It could, well, all right, fine. I'll just leave that for some other poor schmuck to touch. Okay. But it would be very funny to hand that over to Babs. But it'd probably vaporize me instantly if I touched it here. So, all right, Zed, is there anything else we got to check out before we leave?
I don't know. You're the book person.
Okay, that seems to be a gross simplification. What? Oh, nah, I think I'm good. I'll come back later, and then I wave the key a little bit. But there could be a dangerous number of hunters nearby, so we should probably dip.
So while they're inside, Lilith is going to ask Derek.
Derek Jr.?
Derek Jr. She's going to ask him if there's any other hunters that are watching the building or anything that they should know of security-wise.
I can't watch the building. They asked the city council and the mayor did not agree with hooking up cameras so that these people could hunt vampires in their city. So their request to do that surveillance was denied.
Cute. Well, that's one less worry. Now, if they can hurry up and let's this up. She's going to go ahead and activate her senses to just keep an eye on everything.
Yeah, you appear to be the only ones around here right now.
Cool. Cool. I love how that's up here.
Henry, you have the book. Are you interested in inspecting the book?
By inspect, you mean like cracking that bad boy open and giving it a peek?
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
man. I mean, that is what I'm here for. Yeah, I should probably do that. And I did say this would be a professional job. I need to be thorough. Yeah, let's take a peek, see.
All right. The book has a number of instructions for different rituals and incantations. They are illustrated. You can see that the front of the book had a signature. It bears to reason that the illustrations should have that signature as well.
And I quickly flip to a illustration just to make extra super duper sure.
Let's do
Oh, no.
intelligence investigation.
It's been nice knowing you, Zeta. All right. Intelligent. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Do I include hunger in this at all?
Of
Or
course.
okay.
You got one hunger.
Well, all right. 3 dice from you said intelligence?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is kind of catching me out for having that Sherlock Holmes hat on, but I actually don't. I'm not very good at investigating. I got 2 successes, but then I also rolled a 1, so I just have 1 success.
They appear to be the same.
Okay, I'm gonna trust that. All right, Zeta, I think we got our book. I think this is it.
Nice.
Feel free to cheer once we're outside of the library, but not inside the library.
When the two of you leave, Derek Jr. stands up and says to you, Lilith, Derek had me undercover amidst the hunters. If you want me to continue, I can. I just want to feed every night. Maybe every other night, at least.
Lily looked at him. I think we can make that work. And yes, I think you being undercover amongst the hunters would be an excellent thing. I mean, well, and she reaches out and brushes the dirt off of his shoulders. I mean, you have to earn your feed somehow.
Yeah. It's like what Derek said. Right now, most of them are in American Canyon. They chased 2 blanks. Kindred in there. They've been looking at the place. A lot of people died. They only came up here because Derek was looking for a book. Hunters found out about it. I said that I thought that I could lead the Kindred to believing that they could get it here. If people showed up without Derek, I was going to sound the alarm. Instead, I'll just tell them that no one showed up.
Do you know where the book came from?
Came from a fucking wizard guy. This dude's been talking to some archaeological team from China, I think.
Lilith's gonna look over at Henry and just kind of like raise an eyebrow, like sort of well, that's interesting.
Now, when you say wizard, what makes you say
I don't know,
wizard?
I don't know, someone who does fucking magic and shit.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you. Lilith, please do not get this guy killed. This is incredibly useful. Also, did you get his name yet?
I think he was so fond of Derek. Call him Derek Jr.
Okay. All right, well,
He
Lilith,
sighs
we got...
and goes, very well.
Oh, poor guy. Lilith, we got the book. We can bounce, and we probably should if there's hunters 3 minutes away.
Yep.
I mean, if we want to put it to a vote, Zeta, thoughts on leaving with the book?
We probably should leave.
Okay.
Well, we were told that you were the only one that needed to return. However, I think our gracious hostess would probably like to have a word with Derek Jr. here. What do you think?
I wouldn't be able to stay long. I've got to report back. If I'm not back by 3, they're gonna assume something happened.
Yeah,
Then
I mean...
go
ahead.
Then here's what you need to do. You're going to meet with somebody. You're going to tell her all that you know. You're going to go with this gentleman here. You will meet with her. You will tell her everything you know. And then you will go make your report. And your report will reveal nothing that happened here. Is that understood? You saw nothing. You talked to no one. No one was here.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and you misplaced your key. Tragically.
Fuck. Okay.
Actually, that might get him killed.
Oh, you're right. All right, take your key back.
I'm sorry,
Taking
Henry.
the keychain out of my back pocket and give it also to
Oh,
So, and Lilith basically gives him instructions to a random park of where he should go to tomorrow to get his next fix. And then
All right.
sends him with Henry.
Okay.
wait. All right.
So, Lilith, Zeta, y'all are just gonna leave? Get a car or something?
I don't know about you, but I could go for a little midnight snack. How about you? You down for a midnight snack?
I had enough.
Mm.
I'm not so lucky.
I figured. I figured we could probably find a snack at a Denny's or something, but oh, okay.
And,
All right.
I'm supposed to report our meeting to the other anarchs.
Yes, yes. Um, so give your very, very lovely sire a hug for me and tell her I said hello and I miss her. And you be careful getting back to Anarch territory.
Will be. You also be careful.
And Lilith is just going to kind of exit stage right and just kind of head back to some random spot.
All right. Zeta's going back to Anarch territory.
Yes.
All right. Henry, that leaves you walking back to the mansion with Derek Jr.
Oh boy. It's me and my new buddy. I mean, I just want to know his actual name. Are you really fine being called Derek Jr.?
I have to be.
Okay, but like, what's your government name?
I don't know, and I can't know.
Okay, okay. All right, Derek Jr. You don't, you don't have to make small talk with me if you don't want to. It's been a long night. I totally understand it.
No, I'll tell you. Derek was a
Okay.
Toreador. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's apparently what he was. He
Okay.
looked me in the eyes, and I felt my memories go away. I don't remember if I had a mother, a father, siblings. I don't remember my hometown, and I don't remember my name. Anytime I try to find something out about myself, everything goes blank. I looked at my ID that I had in my wallet. I couldn't see what was written on it. I could see everybody else's IDs fine, but when I looked at mine, it was nothing. So I threw it into the bay.
Damn.
Found my social security card too. Don't even know what my number is. One time, someone recognized me. They told me what my name was, and I passed out, and I woke up in the hospital, and I didn't remember what they said. That's what Derek did to me.
Well, that at first I thought, this was a pretty rough night for you. I think this might be the best night of your going forward. This is chin up. Chin up.
How encouraging.
Yeah. But no more. Don't throw stuff in the bay if you can't read it. That's just yeah. Don't worry. We'll get this worked out.
You arrive back at the mansion. I assume you knock on the door.
Yeah, I'll give it a little dum 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 dum.
And you hear on the other side a dun dun before it opens.
Okay.
And Babs is there. She goes, "Welcome back, Henry. Who is your friend?"
This is Derek's old friend, our contact at the library. Now under
Still
new
a ghoul?
management. Okay,
Whose
I didn't want to
management?
Lilith. I personally didn't okay it, but she seemed very insistent.
Interesting. Very well. You may all come in.
All right. He goes by Derek Jr. now, which I don't know if that's best
That's
for
funny.
his yeah, it's but he won't shut up about Derek now, and he also doesn't remember anything about himself. Oh, and he's like a mole with the local hunters. Total open book
I knew
though. You
that
can ask
part.
him anything. Yeah, he's very very helpful. So. Oh, and yeah, I got the book. And Henry will produce the book.
Confirmed it's authentic?
I believe so. There was another
Good.
copy there radiating some nonsense that we were not interested in touching, so.
Derek Jr., is this the right book?
Very much.
This is the right book. Okay. I want you to know, Derek Jr., that I killed Derek myself. I decapitated him and threw the rest of his body into the bay. I did it because the hunters knew who he was. He came to me and said, "The hunters know who I am. I don't know what to do." I knew what to do with people who are found out by hunters. Everything clear to you, Derek Jr.? You can see a single tear come down from his face, and he just goes, "I understand." Good. All right, Henry, you may go.
That's it? No ominous threat, hidden knowledge. All right.
You should have some hidden knowledge to return with. You are correct. She actually gives you a little recipe book. It appears to be filled with instructions for alchemy.
Ooh.
She said,
Okay.
"Got this from some thin blood that I recently found."
You found them. You didn't also throw them in the bay, did you?
I did that after I found them.
Yeah, of course you did. Well, thank you. This is, I appreciate it. A quick question about that book. Is that like Kindred, like magic, or is that for mages, or who is supposed to be doing them?
Actually.
Oh. And should we worry about that other copy in the library that's currently radiating whatever it is that it's
I
radiating?
wouldn't worry about it. One day a mortal will touch it, probably die. Least of my concerns.
All right, well. Henry will offer a handshake. This has been a pleasure.
She shakes your hand and goes, "Thank you for coming once again. Of course, I will call on you at some point in the future, but you may call on me whenever you have more information.
Of course.